Hello everyone, I am Dave Kopp, President of the Arizona Citizens Defense League. I'd like to welcome you all to what is now a virtual annual meeting. As most of you probably know, due to COVID restrictions, we were unable to have a live meeting this year. Our hotel just couldn't do it. So here we are. And as usual, I'll give you a quick overview of what's going on. As most of you also probably know, we're in an election year and we are being outspent drastically by the anti-rights forces. Ever since Mike Bloomberg came on the scene some years ago, there has been a huge infusion of cash into the anti-gun movement. Giffords, Everytown, Brady, they are all spending a fortune, 10, 20 times what they've ever spent before. Unfortunately, those of us in the gun lobby, quote unquote, know we don't have that kind of money. So we can't match that spending. But we do have ourselves, we do have our bodies, we do have our grassroots to go out there and take care of this. And we need to do that. We absolutely need to get on the stick. It's an election year and everybody has to do their part. If you have a candidate that you like, if you have a candidate that you support, please, if you can, contribute to them. If you can't contribute to them, sign up to volunteer for them. Walk precincts, work tables, whatever it is that you have to do to help these guys get elected, because, like I said, we are facing an avalanche of money. I'm sure most of you watch TV or streaming or stuff on the web, and just commercial after commercial after commercial. Vote Democrat, get rid of the Republicans. Vote Democrat, get rid of the Republicans. You know, from a party perspective, who cares? From a pro-rights perspective, especially here in Arizona, there's only one choice. And so the reality of it is we need to get there and get this job done, or we are going to get buried. And we are at a razor-thin margin here in Arizona. We have a 1-vote margin in the Arizona State House. We have a 3-vote margin in the Arizona State Senate. And that could flip this year without a problem. With all the money they're spending, it's not hard. So we've got to do everything we can to prevent this from happening. The reality of it is that every election, everybody says, oh, this is the most important election ever. But you know what? This one, it really is. So we have got to get out there and we've got to take care of business. Some of you probably know that this session, this past 2020 legislative session, was cut pretty short by the whole COVID thing. Very little got done. We got a few bills introduced, none of them passed. This is something that is really, in our history, unprecedented, that we haven't gotten one single pro-rights bill passed. I'm hoping that certainly changes this coming year, but that's all going to rest on the outcome of this coming election. A bunch of you folks showed up last year for our annual Second Amendment rally at the Capitol. Really appreciate everybody who did. For the first time, we broke several thousand. And a lot of that was because of the concern that several anti-rights senators, they put forth bills that would ban assault weapons, quote unquote, would require red flag laws, etc., etc. You know, the usual anti-gun wish list. And we were able to put a stop to that because they don't have the majority and we're louder. That's just that simple. If they get the majority, we can still be louder, but odds get a lot tighter that we'll get anything stopped. So, you know, think about it realistically. And I've heard for years and years, I've heard people tell me, oh, well, but this is Arizona and that will never happen here. There's no magic force field over the state of Arizona. The only thing stopping these guys from passing their wish list is us. And so please, let me reiterate over and over if I have to, get out there, help your candidates however you can, get them reelected, make sure that majority stays pro-rights, because if it doesn't, we're going to turn it to Virginia. So with that said, I really want to thank you all for tuning in and listening to our great speakers. I want to thank Cheryl Todd in particular for getting our speaker lineup together. These were the folks that would have been live at the hotel. But unfortunately, again, COVID restrictions prevented that. So please watch the videos. Cheryl did a great job putting this together. We've got some great speakers lined up. Really appreciate you all taking the time. And thanks so much. And I hope to see you live next year.